Yes. Yes. Okay, good. So, Anas, thank you so much for joining me today in the series of interviews with UK-based entrepreneurs. First of all, we met on Barclays Eagle Lab funded program, which called Readiness to Investments, and your speech and your presentation was amazing, and I was taking pictures for my own presentation for future. So yeah, I was very impressed.
Well, thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I loved your pitch as well, and it's my pleasure to be here, have a chat about entrepreneurship, what I love.
Great. Well, my first question, Anas, is where are you from? Are you from UK or you're from another country?
I'm from Morocco, actually. Yeah, so that's where I grew up, and then it was common for many Moroccans, especially who do engineering, to look to go abroad for their studies. So I was no exception. I did the same. I went to France, but France has a good reputation for engineering in Morocco. So I traveled there, did my engineering degrees, and then moved to USA for a bit, and moved to UK.
What part of USA you've been living?
I've been in New York. Yeah, that was I mean, I stayed there for a year. It was like an exchange study program between my school in France and a partner university in USA. So initially I was planning to go there for like 6 months, but then I got all over the place, and then I extended my stay for a year. They were kind enough at the university in USA to let me extend my stay. And then I took the opportunity to travel to the West Coast as well, to see Florida. It was amazing. Yeah, I'm still in touch with them now. So it also gave me as well ideas about entrepreneurship there, because they're quite entrepreneurial there in USA. So that was a great experience.
Yeah, I heard a lot about differences between UK entrepreneurial ecosystem and States. Have you noticed it? Do you see the difference?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, UK ecosystem for entrepreneurs, I think, is great. But also USA, they are sort of at another level, like in terms of, for example, funding available, in terms of market size. So that's way bigger. But also the country is way bigger as well. So they have different industries. Different approach, different industries. They have a huge international reputation as well. USA, like many entrepreneurs, they dream to access the USA market. So.
As we say in America, go big or go home. So in Britain, we know people don't say that, and maybe we should start to bring this culture to the local entrepreneurial ecosystem. So you had this opportunity to get this amazing experiences in different countries, in Morocco, in France, in States, now in UK. You're building your company in the UK. Was it a choice, or it was something that organically happened?
Yes, actually, it happened organically. So when I first moved into UK, it was for me to do a PhD, and then it was a PhD in materials engineering, sponsored by Rolls-Royce. So I started to dive deep into challenges in my field, in materials engineering and in 3D printing, and then that gave me some insights to try to do a business around that once I completed my PhD. And then, so naturally I was there, I was in UK, and then I had opportunities to start DONAA. there I
Love
am.
the name. Love the name, by the way. DONAA is a female name, and I think it's such a good name for their enterprise. Where is it coming from? Is it something just happened to be, or you have very significant other significant donor in your life?
Oh, no, yeah, it has a little small story around it. It's basically one of my brothers, the youngest, is an artist. He makes songs, and then his artist name is DONAA, to be honest. So that was my inspiration, because I love his songs and the way he sort of disrupt by the way he writes the songs, by the way he put his music, his lyrics. And then I wanted my company to have a similar approach, think out of the box and then tackle big challenges in a disruptive way and in sort of artistic way. Yeah, it inspired me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Such a good metaphor between yourself and your brother, and I think it kind of helps to have this connection, like a support all the time. Interesting. What you mentioned about how you organically started your company here in UK, what I noticed personally that here we have a lot of opportunities when you're connected to the university. Different universities support entrepreneurs and scientists to have this entrepreneurial step and take the step and be successful in it. What about your university? What was your journey to this direction?
Yes, yeah, that's true. They have there is a lot of support available here in UK from universities to help commercialize research work and academic topics. And yeah, in my case, it was similar. Like I had support from actually some of my PhD supervisors, industrial people, but also academic people, and so some of them actually are still in my advisory board. So yeah, so they provide support in terms of technical expertise, but also they leverage their network to make connections for me. So yeah, it's really valuable. And then in terms of fellow PhD students, when I was a student there, I'm still in touch with them, and now they work in different places in different industries, and we are still in touch. We do some collaborations. So it's a very fruitful environment for entrepreneurs at the university here.
Yeah, about networking, I see that you talk about having this support system at the university and colleagues and supervisors at PhD. Do you recognize the power of networking in terms of how successful your startup and how easy it's to get your company where you want it to be?
Oh yes, I mean, this is key. I mean, of course, having a good product and good good solution to a problem is very important. But the network is it's like an amplifier to me for the solution. I have a friend, he always says, like, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Fair enough.
And it turns out to be true. Like it's many people in my network, they have the potential to unlock some next steps for my company. And yeah, it can be simple advice, but it can be also arranging meetings with other relevant companies. So that is a key driver for the success of a company to me.
Yeah, and nobody should underestimate the power of good advice. Sometimes it is what I found about having mentors and advisors, that sometimes it's very humbling. By saying that they keep you on the ground, not on the ground, but they keep you grounded. Sometimes when you feel really low, they elevate you. So they help you to keep on this balance and help you manage your company and develop your business in the best way possible. I noticed that from your LinkedIn that you participated in different programs, for example, Entrepreneur First. Could you tell about this experience? How did you manage to get there? What is program looks like, and how this helps your company now to achieve the next milestones?
Yes, yeah, Entrepreneur First was I mean, I applied online to join the program. I didn't know much about it before, but yeah, I was looking to get some training about entrepreneurship, and then I came across that program, and they had a lot of social media presence as well, in YouTube, in LinkedIn. And then, yeah, it intrigued me, so I applied, and then I went in, and yeah, that program is quite insightful for entrepreneurs. So they have two main steps. The first one is you need to brainstorm with the people from your cohort, and then you form a team, and then you pitch your plan. And then the second step is basically an acceleration phase where they support the team to grow the company, and then you graduate from the program.
That's amazing. So on what stage are you right now?
Oh no, I'm finished. I graduated from the program, so.
Good. So you took all the knowledge and using it now. About your PhD experience, obviously your DONAA startup is extremely technical. It's a lot of it's a knowledge-based startup. You're developing some new technology which you can't find anywhere, and you have a specific USP which very different from other companies, which can keep you, let's say, way on a better position than your competitors. How difficult did you have your idea for your company while you were doing PhD, and how do you separate these two different worlds, academia, which is PhD basically is, and entrepreneurship, which is very different. It is very businessy, and if you can kind of do PhD by yourself, you can't do business by yourself. So how do you see the difference between those two worlds, and how do you put them together?
Yes, that's a good point. I mean, there are some differences, and there are some transferable skills between the world of academia, like in PhD, and business, to me. Like for the PhD, I think the main focus was to dig deeper into the technical side, and then to validate new approaches that were developed during the PhD in a reliable way, a repeatable way, and basically make a dent into the knowledge, the public knowledge, with the contribution from the PhD. So that was a very exciting journey. It had ups and downs, like sometimes, especially towards the end of the PhD, the funding for the PhD starts to finish, and then I had to write the PhD dissertation. So it was quite intense. But in terms of transferable skills, it's also a bit similar to the business world, in my opinion. Like in terms of tackling a large problem and then try to break down the problem in a scientific approach. So yeah, it's sort of entrepreneurial because, you know, in a PhD, you go in some sort of new territory. Like you discover a new like a gap in the available knowledge, and then try to fill that gap with a PhD. And it's the same in business. I think you try to make a differentiated technology. At least that's what I'm trying to do with DONAA, is to use a differentiated technology to fill a gap in what's available in the market. So PhD was super useful in that sense. It gives also confidence because you know, when you finish a PhD, you become one of the few. Like PhD is usually unique. You don't have different PhDs tackling the same PhD thesis, basically. So you become like knowledgeable in a niche area, and to me, the goal was to try to leverage that niche expertise to get a unique approach for the company as well, so that you can tackle the problem from a new perspective and then provide value for anyone that needs the services of DONAA.
That's very interesting. I always thought that those two words are so different, but the way you describe it, I totally see how the skills could be could be used in both of them. That's amazing. So what is your official title? Your doctor?
Yes, yeah. I'm ANAS. that's enough title for me. But after I got the PhD, I got a title of doctor as well.
Well, I think you should put it on your LinkedIn. It sounds very, very fancy, and give some credibility for sure. Interesting. So your journey from PhD to your business concept and now to business. What about visa status? Is it difficult for you to be in UK? Do you need to kind of get your right to work here, or you don't have this kind of issues?
Yeah, I mean, I needed a visa as a non-European citizen to move to UK. Initially, it was like a student visa. And then once I started my entrepreneurial journey here, I switched to a Tier 1 exceptional talent visa. And so then, yeah, I have the right to work here now.
Exceptional talent visa. So I think some of our viewers will be very interested to know about this visa. So there are, as I know, and you can maybe give some also tips about this. There are different ways how you can start your company in UK if you're looking to do that. There are entrepreneurial visas. For example, myself and my business partner are on entrepreneurial visa, which is called startup visa. The next way after you get startup visa is innovator visa. For startup visa, you need to be endorsed by a university or other organization to which you need to prove your idea, to show your business plan, steps like that. As I know, for exceptional talent visa, so there are two different visas. One is exceptional talent, second one called is exceptional promise. I think so. You need to prove that you are an expert and exceptional individual which could achieve
contribution.
Yeah.
Yeah,
who could bring the contribution using his or her exceptional talents. So as a PhD as a doctor, as an entrepreneur, as an engineer and technical person, you went to the route of exceptional talent. Was it difficult to prove your exceptional skills? How did you find this journey?
Honestly, it was not me who dealt with it that much. I had like an expert lawyer who deals with that. So I was lucky in that sense that it was quite streamlined for me. And then he took care of it, and then once I got it, and he handed over the visa for me.
Great. So for our viewers, if you need some, you shouldn't maybe. There are better ways than approaching by yourself, getting visa. Sometimes it's have much better results to ask professionals, experts to help you with how ANAS done with his exceptional talent visa. So ANAS, we will ask you some contact details for your lawyer, so maybe we can share this as a tip for our viewers and see. Tell us more about your DONAA and what future you see for DONAA.
Yes, sure. So DONAA provides a tool to detect defects in real time during 3D printing, and we enable our users to save costs by shortening the production time, by reducing wastage, but also to protect the environment from the wastage of resources like energy, material, and save time as well. So we have a unique approach at DONAA where we do not need any hardware modification, or we do not need any change in the current workflow of the users to use DONAA. So we just plug in on their current workflow, and then we start providing the value of detecting defects, reducing costs, and protecting the environment. So yeah, I mean, I leverage my work during my PhD where to use information about materials, about artificial intelligence, and try to provide a commercial solution for that. That's how it started. And because like a main challenge we are solving is in 3D printing, especially high value 3D printing, like when you make parts for aerospace. For example, you 3D print an aerospace engine blade that goes to the engine and the airplane flies. It's a safety critical part. It's very complex. And so the tolerances are quite narrow in the process of 3D printing it. And you cannot make it using traditional manufacturing because those parts, they have some inner channels and they're very complicated to make. So 3D printing is a great solution to do it. But then currently 3D printing is quite unpredictable. Like typically 3D printing was used for prototyping or for some fun, toys. But now when you use it for with metallic material for parts that go fly, basically.
Oh my.
Yeah, then that makes it super expensive. Basically, currently it involves three main steps. Like the first step is to decide what are the printing parameters, and usually a machine operator do that from trial and error. So he decides what would be the power needed, what would be other technical parameters for the printing, and then he starts printing in his second step, and that can take days or sometimes even weeks to print a part. And then they do a last step, which is the longest one, often, which is called the inspection phase, where they start to inspect the printed part to see if there is any defect or if it's fit for use, basically. And most of the time, it's not the case after the first print. So they have to repeat the printing. And essentially, they discover defects towards the end, in the last step, every time. And then they have to repeat again, doing parameters, printing. So the DONAA's approach is to detect the defects in real time. So when you select the printing parameters, you start printing. If there is a defect, then DONAA detects it. And there is no point carrying on printing and doing the inspection phase. So you can stop there and then start iterating again, tweaking the parameters.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so then you save the time by shortening those iterations, but also there are now, because 3D printing for high value parts is not yet well established. So because of what I mentioned, like it's unpredictable, so it's like a barrier to adoption for many companies. So standards for 3D printing are still being developed. But there are some coming regulations in terms of environment impact for companies, where they have to basically keep a track record of their energy use, their amount of wastage. So for now, those regulations, they are like suggested to companies, but in the future they may be mandatory for all companies. They will have to show how much energy they use to make their parts, their products, how much materials they use. So then it should become important to make 3D printing more efficient if it's a viable commercial solution for companies. And then tools like DONAA will become key for that, because then you need to detect defects as they happen. You cannot afford to detect them only at the end of your printing process and then keep iterating time on time. So yeah, we see a big future for DONAA, because like our vision is to be like Microsoft was for computers, where it's in every computer, and then it was a game changer for the use and leveraging the power of computers. So DONAA's vision is to unlock the power of 3D printing, because it has huge potential for many industries, not only aerospace, because aerospace is the driver for 3D printing market. But then the adjacent markets are like healthcare, for example, when you make medical prosthetics, either in materials, and then automotive as well. And then there's even 3D printing in food industry. So it will be, it's actually driving the industry 4.0 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So 3D printing is an industry of the future, and DONAA is going to facilitate their adaptation of 3D printing by all the companies in the world, which is amazing to say even. I can imagine how amazing it is to be the founder of this company. So we see a bright future for DONAA. I can't wait to see it, and judging on your presentation, what I heard, you're already doing very well. So I'm very excited to be in touch and see, maybe we can do this interview again in a few years, and you'll say, hey, we've done it all. So really looking forward. Thank you so much for your time today. It was amazing to get to know you better as a person, as an entrepreneur, as an academic, and as a founder of DONAA. I'm gonna ask you a last question. What entrepreneurship means to you?
Entrepreneurship, to me, it's a lifestyle above all.
Yes.
You cannot decide, okay, I'm being entrepreneur from 9 to 5, and then I'll do something else. Yeah, and then it has very high highs. It can be hard as well, especially at early stage. But to me, it's wonderful. It's like my passion, entrepreneurship, because then you tackle problems, and then you see the impact of your actions by solving the problem. So yeah, it's inspirational for me, entrepreneurship. And
I feel you. I feel you, ANAS. Thank you so much for your time today. And please, if you like this video, push the button like and share, and I'll be happy to bring you new videos with entrepreneurs.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you, Anna.
Okay.